This is what we have covered yesterday. We said technology using science to make things work better. And also we have spoken about transportation. Transportation is the way we move people and things. And we have discussed how does technology change many fields in our life. But we have spoken about just one field of it, which is transportation. How does technology or the use of technology change the means of transportation that we were using from the past till now? We said in the past they were using stagecoach. Okay, this is the stagecoach. It's like a cart with horses. After this, they started people to ride street cars on railways. These are called street cars, or we call them tram. We are still using them in Alexandria and Cairo. Okay, they are moving on railways. Railways, it's like for the train. Okay. After this, people started to use the old shape of cars and buses. And by the end, we are using the modern cars and buses and everything that we are using right now. So without using technology, we will not be able to change the means of transportation that we are using from the past till now. Okay, so we said transportation is the way we move people and things, and technology using science, using math, okay, or using science and math to make things work better and to make new inventions and new things in our lives. Um, Mazen Hussein,
Yes,
why were you absent yesterday?
because the internet connection and mom was at work.
Oh, and you had no one at home, right? You didn't have any device to join from at home?
Mm.
Mazen, can you raise your voice while you are talking, please?
No,
Yeah, but your mom didn't tell me that you had a problem to join the session. So okay, I will ask her to leave for you after this a mobile phone. Okay. In case, Yani, there is something that happened, you can join from it. Because as I told Julie, um, the internet problems are not accepted to be absent from the session. Okay.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
so I will send a message to your mom today. Okay, Mazen. So I want you to repeat for me the meaning of transportation. Transportation. Hmm. What's the meaning of transportation? Mazen? No, I'm talking to Mazen Hussein, not Mazen Amr.
Is
Mazen?
the way is the way to move people and things.
Yeah, transportation is the way we move people and things. Okay. And what about technology? Huh? Mazen, why do you mute yourself? Technology.
Technology is the way
To
we
make
move technology using science to make things work better.
Yes, but thank you, Mazen Amr. But I was asking Mazen Hussein. Thank you so much. Mazen Hussein, technology.
using science to make things work better.
Okay, thank you so much. Right. This is what we talk about, and how does technology affect our life. Today we will speak about another field in our lives that's affected by technology, and it's called communication. Please, I want you to look at this picture and I want you to tell me, what do you get from this picture? What do you understand from it? Yani, I don't want you to look at the words. I just want you to look at the picture itself and tell me, what do you understand from this picture if you look at it and if you see it? Huh? Who are raising their hands? What do you understand from this picture? Let me ask مالك المصري.
Yes.
Malik, if you looked at the picture of this picture, what can you see or what do you understand from this picture?
That phones, computers, and tablets affect our lives to make us.
Yes, do we use these things in our daily life or we are not using them?
We're using that nowadays. We're using the tablet
Yeah, so why do
and
we use
computers,
them?
but
Why do we use them? Or how do we use them?
to make us learn about them.
So one way of using one of these devices is for learning. Right now, if we are using our tablets or if we are using the iPads,
Tablet. I'm
we
using
are
my tablet.
using them to join the Zoom meeting and to learn. Thank you, Malik. Thank you so much.
I'm using my tablet now.
Yes, excellent. So you are using it right now for learning. Thank you so much. Type. Kareem.
Yes, miss.
Kareem, Malik looked at the picture and he told me that we are using one of these things for learning. Can you look at the picture right like him right now and tell me, how can we use them? But I want another way. And he told me, Malik, he told me that we can use them for learning. What else? How do we use them?
Call anyone.
For calling. Thank you so much. Talia. 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 Talia, can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, Talia, can you tell me, how can we use them? If you look at the picture and tell me, how can we use them?
Yeah.
Malik said that we can use them for learning. Kareem said that we can use them for calling, if you want to call anyone. So what else? We have telephone, we have
Can we use him?
how can we use them? Or how can we use one of these devices? Are you using one of them?
Yeah.
How do we use them?
Work.
Work. Excellent. Excellent. We can use them at work. Or if I want to do any job or any work, to finish something, to look for anything on Google, something like this. Excellent. We can use it for working. Thank you, Talia. Anas. Anas? Yes, Anas. Do you have another way of using these devices? How can we use them?
To see, to learn from Google like this.
Yeah, if you want to search for any information on Google or something like this for learning, so we can use them. Thank you so much. Type. Grade 2. Do you have another ways that we didn't mention or your friends didn't say about using these means of communications that we'll talk about? Yes, Moaz. Do you have another answers that they didn't mention of how can we use them? Yeah. How can we use them?
Games.
Huh?
For games.
For playing games. Okay. Excellent. We can use them for playing games. Okay. What else? Huh? What else? Juju. Do you have another answer, Juju, that they didn't say?
We can from the mobile and the tablet.
Sorry?
We can search from the mobile and tablet.
Yeah, if you want to search or to look for any information, we can use mobile phones or we can use tablets or iPad to look for more information. Yeah, thank you so much. Huh? Who else? Who else wants to add another way of using these devices? Hi, Sanaberi, you are raising your hand. Huh?
Blessings from Amazon. Blessings from Amazon.
Sorry?
Blessings from Amazon.
For shopping or to buy things. لا 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 لا. This is but do you buy things or do you go shopping, online shopping? Do you do online shopping or you watch your mom while she's doing online shopping?
I know.
Yeah, but this is a great example of
With
how can
you.
we use them. Really, it's a good example. I love it so much. Yes, he said that we can use them for shopping or for the online shopping. Excellent. Bravo. Huh? Yes, Lana. Where is Lana? I was Mayan. Let me talk to Mayan. Yes, Mayan. Huh? How can we use them, ya Mayan? Huh? How can we use them? Yeah. Do you use any one of them or anything of them?
I use the mobile phone.
Yeah. Why do you use it or how do we use it?
Use it for mm,
Hmm. How do we use the mobile phone?
uh,
For calling, right? For learning. Well, that's what I asked your friends, is that if you cannot join from the laptop or the iPad, you can use the mobile data of your mom's phone or dad's phone. That's it, right? To send messages to our friends. If you want to reach one of your friends, how will you reach your friend if you don't have a mobile phone? You can send her a message on Facebook, on WhatsApp, whatever. So thank you, Mayan. So we have different ways of using these means of communication. So what you see in front of your eyes right now, they are called means of communication or communication. It's coming from the verb communicate. When we share information, when we talk to each other, right? So now we will study the noun of this verb, which is communication. Communication means any way of sharing information, any ways that you can use. Not only this means, we have different means of communication. Yani in the past, they didn't have telephones or laptops or iPads. What did they use in the past? What did they use in the past? Yani in the past, they didn't have internet, they didn't have mobile phones, they didn't have tablets. So do you have any idea of how did they communicate with each other in the past? Please, if you know, raise your hand. Do you have any idea of how did people communicate in the past? Answer. And I want the rest of the class to think with us. Do you have any idea of how did they communicate with each other in the past? Esther, do you have any
Yes.
idea how did they communicate with each other in the past?
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell me how did they communicate with each other in the past?
Sometimes they use the old telephone.
All the telephones, okay, but before the invention of telephones, how did they communicate with each other?
They go to each other.
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Excellent.
they meet
Excellent.
each
Excellent.
place,
Yes.
then they can talk with each other.
Excellent. Excellent. Did you hear what Esther said? Esther said that maybe in the past they were, and we are still using it till now, that we can visit each other, we can communicate with each other face to face, right? We can talk to each other face to face. So this is one way of communication. Type. Do you have another way of how did they communicate with each other in the past, ya Kinda? Kinda?
Yes.
Huh? Do you have any idea of how did they communicate with each other from the past? Esther said that they were talking to each other, they were visiting each other to talk to each other face to face. But if they were not able to see each other, how can they communicate? If they are or they were living in different countries and they are so far from each other, how can they communicate with each other? What did they write? Do you know what did they used to write?
They write.
Huh.
They.
What were they writing? Yeah, what were they writing to each other in the past? Nowadays, we can send it to each other message on Facebook, on WhatsApp, but in the past, they didn't have WhatsApp, they didn't have mobile phones, they didn't have Facebook. So how did they communicate with each other? What did they write? How can they write to each other? Do you know? Muaz, wake up. Muaz, go and wash your face, ya Muaz. Go and wash your face, huh? طيب, do you know what did they write to each other in the past, ya Sandra?
I don't know what they write to each other, but I know another way.
What is another way that they were using in the past?
By flags.
Flags?
Yes, because I have a book of the past.
Yes.
So
They
like
were
this.
waving the flags to each other?
Yes.
This is a good way, yes, of communication. And also they were using fire and smoke to communicate with each other. Do you know this? They were using smoke, okay, smoke signals to communicate with each other. Thank you, Sandra, for your...
And the
Huh?
paper kites.
Excellent. And
Kites
paper...
that we fly.
Excellent,
The
excellent, excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra, so much. Yes, they were using paper kites. They were using flags. There was an animal that was called the pigeon. It's a kind of bird that they were sending to each other to tie your message that you want to reach to your friend or to the one that you want to send this message to him or her. And the pigeon flies to this person, and you can get the message from its leg. You can read it and send the message back with the pigeon, but the pigeon is extinct. It's not existed anymore on the earth. But in the past also they were writing letters to each other. Great too. Do you know, did you hear before about letters? To write a letter to your friend?
No.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
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 Yes, yes.
I will show you the picture of letters here of how can they communicate with each other in the past. This is right now. These are the letters, grade one, grade two, that they were using or they were using as communication in the past. They were sending letters to each other as a way of communication. So before the session is over, today we will speak about communication. What's the meaning of communication? Communication, sharing information. Communication, sharing information. You'll agree to before the session is over? Communication, sharing information. Communication, sharing information.
Communication, share
Sharing
information.
information.
Communication,
Communication, sharing information. Communication, sharing information. I want you to look for different ways of communication from the past till nowadays, because I will ask you about it tomorrow, inshallah, in our social session. How did they communicate with